What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Sunday, January 14th, 2024, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 2:24 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have a lot of breaking news coming in from all over the world, from the Middle East, from Eastern Europe, and from Asia. So, we have another incident in the Red Sea. Apparently, two small boats approached a merchant vessel and attempted to board the vessel, and they did not board the vessel. Okay, so another incident in the Red Sea today, but there were reports of more attacks on Houthi facilities today, according to Houthi sources. However, there is no information on who is responsible for these attacks, and the U.S. is denying it. Okay, so someone attacked the Houthis again for the fourth day in a row. The U.S. is denying it, and there was a massive explosion reported in the Haifa Bay in Israel, and this is where Israel has their oil refineries and defense contractors, and the Islamic resistance in Iraq, that's one of the Iranian proxies, is claiming responsibility for it. And they're saying that they used a cruise missile to attack an Israeli oil refinery. And the leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, said what the Islamic resistance in Iraq announced in Haifa. There was an oil refinery targeted with a cruise missile, and our information confirms that a sensitive target was hit and the enemy kept it secret. Okay, so Israel is denying that these Iranian proxies hit one of their refineries with a cruise missile, and Hezbollah and the Iranian proxies are saying that they did. Israel is saying that it was an internal security accident, which I have a hard time believing. But here you can see this massive plume of smoke coming from the Haifa skyline. Okay, so this is very, very serious, guys. Okay, they hit an Israeli oil refinery with a cruise missile from Iraq. And also, the Israeli Defense Force launched a massive air attack on Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon today. Apparently, most of the attacks occurred near the town of Kfar Kela, and apparently some were launched as deep into southern Lebanon as up to 35 kilometers from the border with Israel. And these attacks were likely a response to the killing of two Israeli civilians earlier today after their home was struck by a Hezbollah anti-tank guided missile. Okay, so the situation between Hezbollah and Israel is escalating. It's getting worse and worse by the day. And in my opinion, what's going to happen is Israel, once they're done with Gaza, which is going to be very soon, they just have to finish up what they're doing in southern Gaza. Then they're going to go after Hezbollah. And after they go after Hezbollah, they're going to try to go after Iran. Okay, because if you missed my update last night, which notifications were not sent out for that update, so I recommend you guys go back and watch my update from late last night. The title is about Netanyahu, okay? And Netanyahu said in a press conference yesterday that his main goal is to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons, and he said that should be America's main goal also. So Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, the U.S. and Israel are making a big deal out of them, but really that's not the big deal. The big deal is Iran. Iran is the keystone, okay, in the Middle East for all these terror groups. Okay, they're holding up all these terror groups. They're supporting them. They're arming them. And Iran has tripled their uranium production, enriched uranium production on a monthly basis. So I personally believe that Israel and the United States are going to launch a massive operation on Iran this year. I don't think Israel's going to want to wait too long, okay? Because if Iran is tripling their enriched uranium production, they're accelerating it really fast. So time is growing short for them to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons. And U.S. politicians, U.S. Congress said repeatedly that they will not allow Iran to get nuclear weapons. So I think what's going on here is Israel wants to take care of all these proxy groups first before they make their move on Iran. Because once they make their move on Iran, all these proxies would immediately start to attack Israel. So that's why they're taking out Hamas now. Then they're going to take out Hezbollah, the Houthis, and the proxies in Iraq and Syria. And once they degrade all those groups, then they're going to go after Iran. That's what I think is going on here, but I could be wrong. And Russia is preparing its paratroopers to land behind the defense lines of the Ukrainian armed forces. This was reported by the Institute for the Study of War. Okay, Russia is preparing their airborne assault brigades to land behind the Ukrainian lines. That is very concerning, and we know that Russia has concentrated a massive amount of troops in southwestern Russia, close to the border with Ukraine, close to Kharkiv. So they could try to make another move on Kharkiv and try to take it back from Ukraine. Estonia is considering mining their border with Russia. This was stated by the vice chairman of Estonia's defense committee. Okay, that is very serious, guys. Estonia considering mining their border with Russia. I don't think any country in NATO or the EU has ever put mines on their border with Russia or any other country in recent times. So Estonia might be the first to actually mine their border. Okay. So I'm telling you, Russia's going to make a move on Estonia or Latvia. I'm very concerned about that. Potentially Lithuania and Poland as well. And if that does happen, I think it's going to happen during the transition period between presidents. If Biden doesn't get reelected and we get a new president, that could happen in the transition period. And Finland is going to increase the number of fortifications on their border with Russia this coming spring. So Finland also going to increase their defenses on their border. And North Korea launched a ballistic missile towards Japan this morning. It landed in the East Sea outside of Japan's exclusive economic zone. The North Korean missile flew 1,000 kilometers and is described by South Korea as an IRBM, an intermediate range ballistic missile. And here we have the official tweet from the Prime Minister's office of Japan, and it says here, emergency alert, North Korea has launched a suspected ballistic missile. More updates to follow. So obviously that's an intimidation tactic. Okay, they launched an IRBM right towards Japan, basically telling Japan, look, we can hit you with missiles easily. Okay. And China is calling for an end to attacks on civilian ships in the Red Sea and to maintain the free flow of goods, said Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Wi. And China said they do not recognize the results of the parliamentary and presidential elections in Taiwan. You see where that's going, guys? So I'm very concerned China could make a move on Taiwan any day now. We'll have to wait and see. And 178 employees of Ecuadorian prisons taken prisoner by convicts during the wave of riots in the past few days and weeks after the introduction of the state of emergency have been released, according to the National Prison Service. Okay, so that's some good news. And Russia is going to be instituting rolling blackouts in Moscow through the end of March, not to exceed 12 hours per day, according to an official. So rolling blackouts in Moscow through the end of March, up to 12 hours per day. Absolutely insane, guys. Here we have the flight path of an RQ-4 Global Hawk. It was flying in the Black Sea last night. And what's interesting about this is look how close it was getting towards Sochi and Adler. That's where Putin has his summer mansion over there. And then also Novorossiysk is a massive Russian naval base. So going pretty far east in the Black Sea here last night. And here we have a picture coming from the Estonian border showing the Estonian military placing dragon's teeth anti-tank obstacles on the border. And I don't know when this picture was taken. This could be a few months old, but regardless, I wanted to share it with you because it shows you that Estonia is really concerned about something happening. And right now, as of 2:35 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a U.S. nuclear war command and control plane up in the air over Salt Lake City, Utah, and it took off from Barksdale Air Force Base. That's home of Global Strike Command, the air leg of our nuclear triad. And looks like it's heading west towards the Pacific. It might go out to sea to transmit nuclear attack options soon. And we had an eruption of the volcano in Iceland again near the town of Grindavik. Here's a picture that was shared of the fissure by the president of Iceland. And he wrote on Twitter, a new volcanic eruption began in the early morning just north of Grindavik. The town has already been successfully evacuated overnight and no lives are in danger, though infrastructure may be under threat. But that is a massive fissure, guys, and I told you it would erupt again, didn't I? And here we have aerial footage of this lava flow going into a neighborhood. And again, apparently all these houses are evacuated, but still, that is pretty insane. Look at that, right on the outskirts of Grindavik. And here we have some more footage showing this massive lava flow right outside of this town. You can see the street lights here, and the government there is frantically trying to build barriers. Okay, here you can see these excavators working nonstop to build earth barriers to protect the homes and the towns and the city from this massive lava flow that is creeping towards it, as you can see. So crazy situation, guys. Okay. And here we have another video. This was right when the eruption occurred. You can see all this hot lava spewing out from this fissure. Absolutely insane, guys. And here's another video. Massive fissure that is just spewing out lava. I don't know how long this fissure is, but it's probably at least a mile long. Just a giant crack and magma's just shooting out of it. Looks insane. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a 25% off sale on their 4-week emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you have to go to preparewithNYPrepper.com. And again, that's 25% off of their 4-week emergency food supply. That's a $60 discount. And the food supply includes over 2,000 calories per day, up to a 25-year shelf life. It's packed into 2 rugged buckets and weighs 38 pounds total. Free shipping is included. And what's great about this is you have 4 weeks of food in just 2 buckets. You can easily put that anywhere. And if you have to bug out, you can easily throw that in your vehicle. Now, My Patriot Supply also has a general store where they sell pretty much any prepping and survival related product you could imagine. To get to their general store, you have to go to the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the preparewithNYPrepper.com webpage. You click on that logo and it takes you to their general store, and you can see they have pretty much anything you could imagine. They have potassium iodide at a great price. I have a few of these. They also have survival bars, survival seeds, water filters, solar generators, anything you can imagine. So check out preparewithNYPrepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. And here we have another video. You can see just how long this crack is. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to continue to monitor the situation with this volcano. Looks like there's no end in sight for it. Looks like it's going to continue erupting. From everything I've read so far, there's no end in sight anytime soon. And want to just update you guys on this Arctic blast that's heading into the country right now here in the US. You can see wind chill advisories for at least half of the US. We have a winter storm warning for Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, pretty much all of Arkansas, northern Louisiana, eastern Texas. These areas normally don't get a lot of snow, guys. And look, there's even winter weather advisories all the way down to South Texas. That is insane. And even winter weather advisories down to the Gulf Coast of Louisiana. That is just insane, guys. Look at that. Winter weather advisory all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Okay. Looks like ice accumulation potentially, but looks like there's going to be several inches of snow near Memphis, Tennessee. That looks like it's going to be the hot spot. They're saying 3 to 6 inches of snow plus a glaze of ice, okay, from noon today through 6 a.m. tomorrow. So if you live in this area, just stay indoors, okay? Unless it's an emergency and you have an appropriate vehicle to travel in snow, do not go outside. It's just not worth it, okay? So we also have some concerning information coming from Oxford, Mississippi. The Oxford Police Department just posted this tweet yesterday that apparently the 101st Airborne is going to be doing large-scale training over Oxford that's going to include upwards of 70 helicopters, okay? This is crazy, guys. It sounds like a urban warfare training exercise if they have 70 helicopters and it's happening right in Oxford, Mississippi. So to me, it's clearly an urban warfare training exercise, and what they're training for, I have no idea. Are they training for martial law? Are they training for insurrection here in the US? Are they training for war in Europe? Okay, that's very possible, okay? Because Oxford, Mississippi is a smaller city and maybe it resembles a lot of the cities in Eastern Europe. But this is definitely unusual. But that's the latest breaking news that I have, guys. I will be back this evening with another update. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell down below so you get notified when I post these updates. And I want to just let you guys know that YouTube has a policy that they don't notify people if I post more than 3 videos or live streams per 24 hours. So last night I posted an update and I exceeded the 3 per 24-hour rule. So they did not send out a notification last night. So if you don't get notified, just manually go to my YouTube channel and check and see if I posted. But I always try to make sure I stay within that 3 per 24-hour thing. So this way you guys can get those notifications. But I'll be back later on tonight with another update. So have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank God for all the blessings in your life. And I'll see you guys later. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.